folks, welcome to another Luthier's Lair edition. This one is to kind of showcase one of the Gazzbass Scarab Series 2 standards that I have in stock. I'm running out of room, so I'm having to do a bit of a clearance sale, and the bass I'm about to show you is going to be listed very soon, so watch this space. Yeah, and it's going for a song as well, so pardon the pun. Yeah, so yes, Gazzbass Scarab Series 2 Standard. Let's go and take a little look at it. I don't do second takes. Okay, pardon the camera work, I'm going handheld for this one. This is the Gazzbass Scarab Series 2 Standard. I'll just pan along here, that's the headstock. And let's explain some of the features. Okay, the body wood is a sapele, which is similar species to mahogany, but it's a little bit lighter. And this bass has a sort of smallish body. It's not too big and not too small. And what we have electronics wise is we have two ceramic soap bar pickups. They are dual coil, so they can be switched in series and parallel with these switches. This switch here is the bridge pickup. Now it's in parallel right now, you flip up, it's in series, and same for the neck pickup, series, parallel, and bridge pickup parallel there. This knob here is pickup blend, so if you put it all the way that way, it goes to the bridge pickup. In the middle it's a blend of both, and then it fades in to the neck. If you want a more chunky sort of P-bass sound, you'll get that from that. So I'll just put that in both there. This is master volume, bass, middle and treble. The bass itself is an active bass, so it requires a 9-volt PP3 style battery to operate. Of course, standard input jack there, output jack, sorry. We go along, the bridge is a Hipshot kick-ass high-mass bridge, very sturdy. I always use these in my builds, a lot of the time in fact. If they're not headless builds, I always use the kick-ass high-mass bridge from Hipshot. Yeah, so moving further along, we have the Scarab hieroglyph here, and that's laser engraved into the body before the finish, which is polyurethane, 2K polyurethane, very hard, resilient finish on this bass, and done in a way that it will show through the grain of the wood. So it's like I call it a 2K natural. That's the finish I usually call this. The sides are darker stained. As you can see there, the edges are darker stained than the body itself. Onto the neck, we have a maple neck with a maple fingerboard, and the inlays are a dot inlay mother of pearl, specifically for the Scarab Series 2 Standard. And we go up, there are, as you can see, 12, 15, 19, 21 frets. Almost forgot myself there. Just finished polishing up the frets myself. Standard comes with a synthetic bone slimline nut. The neck is a jazz bass profile neck, and the tuners are the vintage style, jazz bass style tuning heads with a Hipshot string retainer or string tree in there. You can see there on that. So let's go and take a look at the back of the bass, shall we? Yes, indeed. So here is the rear of the bass. You can see it's a bolt-on neck, much easier for maintenance, stuff like that. And there's no reduction in sound transmission, believe me. Most of it is done by the electronics. There's the battery compartment there. standard 9-volt battery compartment. The control cavity cover is a carbon fibre cover, which I find is good for shielding. Everything's grounded inside. The bridge, the pickup pockets, the control cavity pocket all form a ground surface like a Faraday cage, so there's hardly any RF noise at all that can get to this beast. As you can see there, again, natural sapelli finish with the wood grain showing through there. Love that finish. The back of the neck has a tung oil finish to it, a satin tung oil finish, because I find that any sort of polyurethane finish on a neck doesn't lend itself for playability. Your hands tend to stick on it. This bass, by the way, was built in late 2019. There's the serial number of it there, you can see right there. Serial number 8. This was the 8th Series 2 that I made. And then there's the rear of the tuning heads there. So, yeah. So let's go and quickly set it up. Let's set the bass up, and hopefully it'll be on its merry way when I list it. Cool. Okay, setup time, and as usual we're going to check the following areas. I'm going to check neck relief, that's the bow of the neck. I'm going to check string height, that's the height above the fretboard of the strings. I'm going to check pickup height, the height between the strings and the pickups, and we're going to check intonation, which is how long the string is to get a perfect octave. Okay, so it's in tune all the way up and down. Okay, you don't get sharp notes up here or down there. That's intonation. So let's go and check neck relief first. I'll put a capo, which you will get with this bass, on the just behind the first fret, and I'm going to take 12th thou feeler gauge. I'm going to bring the bass up like that. I'm going to fret the 17th fret, and then I'm going to slide the feeler gauge underneath the 7th fret, and if it just goes under, we're good with neck relief. And we're fairly good there. I could probably get away with tightening the truss rod there a little bit. So I'm going to go and tighten the truss rod a little bit, and then we'll go back and we will do string height. Well, I made the necessary adjustments to the truss rod. It's now bang on. The neck straightness is bang on there for this gauge of strings. And these are light gauge. These are like very light gauge, 30 to 90s. You can put heavier gauge on this, no problem. But I do recommend that when you put heavier gauge strings on, you do a setup, and that's why I'm going through this. Next, you take a luthier's rule here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the distance between the fretboard and the strings. And at the 17th fret, this is like a Fender standard spec because it is a kind of very similar to a Fender Jazzbass neck. I like between 4 and 5/64 of an inch at the 17th fret. So let's see what we've got here. That's 5/64. The A string is 5/64. You'd think I'd set this up before, right? The D is 5/64. And the G is sitting at 4/64. So I'll probably bring the G up very slightly, I think. So, and you'll be supplied all these tools with the bass. Also comes with a gig bag. And we're just going to raise this saddle slightly, like half a turn, to see what we get. And that's bang on, just about 5/64. Now, the string height is set. Good. Yeah, like I said, the bass Comes with the gig bag, toolkit, shoulder strap, certificate of authenticity, various other things, and I will list all the things that it comes with when I list the base. Okay, now let's go for pickup height. Now, I usually use a 4mm hex wrench here, and what I do is I press down on the last fret, in this case it's the 21st, and that should just slide under, and it does. So I don't need to adjust the pickup height here. And here too, actually they're actually sitting a little low. So what I do is I'll take a screwdriver, and you'll get one of these also. I'm going to raise the pickups a little bit. First off, the neck pickup, that's good. Strip the springs, and they should float like that. Okay. Try again, and that's much better. Okay, so the pickup was brought up. Let me just make sure that's okay there. And let me try at this end, the treble end. It's a bit high there, so I'm going to push it down slightly. And we're good there. Bridge, of course, it's too low, so it has to come up. So, see the pickup raising there? That's good. And then the treble end here, I know it's going to have to come up. So, there we go. And a little bit more. We're done. Okay. That's that all set. Now the last thing, intonation, which I think I've previously set on this bass, but I'll just run through it for you, okay? Cool. Okay, intonation. Now, on the Hipshot Kick-Ass High Mass bridge, you can adjust the length of the string by means of a screw here. If you turn that way, it pulls the string back. You turn that way, pushes the string forward, the saddle forward, sorry. Thereby adjusting the length of the string. Intonation, okay. Make sure we're in tune. Yes, we are. And I have a little digital tuner here so I can check. Now to check intonation, I'm going to play an octave higher. And then play the harmonic. Now we're a bit sharp on the G. That means I need to lengthen the string somewhat. So that means it needs to be pulled back. Okay. Still in tune there. And that's bang on. The D now. We're in tune. Very slightly sharp. So I'm going to be pulling this back. And you heard the pitch change there. Make sure it's in tune, yeah. We're bang on there. The A. Way sharp. Okay, so again, I'm going to go in here and we're going to pull the saddle back quite a bit this time actually. Bang on there, the E, and we're slightly sharp there, so the E string needs to be pulled back as well. Sorry, the saddle, I mean. And there we go. Just clean that off there, I left a smudge. Duh, silly me. And we're good. That's intonation. The bass is now completely set up and ready to play. So we'll play a couple of tunes on it and then we'll list it for sale. I hope it finds a great new home and a great new owner. So yeah, let's run through a little thing. or a couple of little things actually. Let's first check the harmonics on this bass. Yeah, good, right? So that's the harmonics, give you a gist, fingerstyle, and what I'm on right now is the bridge pickup. I have a touch of chorus and reverb on the bass right now. I will play it dry though. It's a full back pickup in parallel mode, so it's a thinner sound. So tones 3/4 of the way up, I pull back the tone, you get so you can see tonal variety is huge. Take the mids down, mids up, and I'll cut the mid down a bit. I've got the bass full up. If I turn the bass way down, it'll be very thin. So I will put the bass into mixed pickup mode now. I'm going to put the bridge pickup in series. See, there's quite a bit of difference there. Then the neck pickup in series is going to get really loud, so you have to back off the volume a bit probably. So that gives you a kind of an idea of the tonal variety. I'll put it back a bit, and I will first off play a line dry to be a kind of a famous bass line. I'll play it dry right now. Then I'll put some effects on it. So you get the idea of the sound of the bass. It's a remarkable instrument for the price. I hope it finds a great new owner. And I think that's all we've got time for this episode of Luthier's Lair. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It's free, no obligation. And give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting, informative, or just plain silly. Anyway, as usual folks, stay safe, be good, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers folks. Bye bye.